I read a story about two young boys that were friends in high school. They grew up together, and then after some time, when they finished school, they all joined the army. When they were, I think, at the front line, one of them was shot, and of course, the others continued going. But one of the friends was hurting inside, and he knew he has to check on his friend. So when the fighting was done, he reached he went to the army commander and asked, "Can I go back and check on my best friend?" And the army commander told him, probably by now he's dead. But the kid was like, "Yeah, even then, I have to go find his body." So he goes, and when he arrives at the scene, the kid that had been really hit opens his eyes and says, "I knew you would come back for me." You know, our children need to have the same assurance from parents, whether you're going for a day, for two, for a year, for a month, and God forbid, but maybe forever, because life happens and people divorce. My name is Winnie. I am your host here. I'd love to say hugs to my new subscribers. Thank you to the people said that comment. There was a comment that I loved that said, "You're totally not alone." Yeah, that was really powerful. When you comment, I know that yes, I'm not alone when you like and when you subscribe. So, today I'm talking about parenting from far. It could be parenting from, um, like the different reasons why parents go, right? We go because we're going, people in the army, they cannot keep at home. If you're in the army, I know someone that has not been able to see his twins, and now they are 1 year old. But he's managing. So it could be for school, it could be for work, it could be for different reasons. It could be for a day, it could be for 2 or weeks or months or years, or never to return. Our children need to be given assurance that when mama goes, she comes back. When daddy goes, he comes back. So we need to be mindful of our children, because when a parent leaves, there's a sense of abandonment that comes into a child's life. So we can be there when we're not there, when we are not physically there. So how can we do this? I'm going to be sharing some tips that parents can use. One, we have so much calling that we can do. Is it called calling or what? For example, we can use FaceTime, we can use WhatsApp, we can use Skype, we can use uh, Facebook, we can use all kinds of things to call our children when we are far away from them. But when you're calling, make it a point that you're calling to listen and not only to warn, to guide, to scold. Make it a point that you are going to listen. Because sometimes we are calling, but we are calling about, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? So we might not get what we really want if we don't listen to our children. So use whatever you have that is available and talk to your children. But when you talk to your children, it's advisable that you use like video calls. And I can testify that they really work. They show you their rooms, they walk around with their phone, they talk, you see what they're doing, they tell you, "Mommy, see, I laid my bed, Daddy, see, I did this," and it really helps you, but it also helps them. Number 3, when you're parenting from afar, just like you have parenting plans when you're living with them in the same house, then like you might say that maybe every Saturday, they'll be going swimming. Do the same when you're far. Not that you're taking them swimming, but you're saying, maybe every Tuesday night is my phone call with my teenage son. Let it be like that. So that he knows that this time is set apart to talk to mommy or to talk to daddy. and stick to it. Don't say we shall be talking every Tuesday and then you don't show up. Then you don't show up until he feels like, well, he said it, but he doesn't do it. Next, I think it is point number 3, avoid passing on seeds of hatred and conflict. And how is this? Because maybe we are separated from my spouse because of a misunderstanding, conflict, or divorce. I try to win favors from my children by showing that the person you're staying with is not the best. That way you're passing on the conflict, you're passing on pain, you're passing on seeds of hatred. Let's not do that. Like they always tell us that love your child more than you hate your ex. Don't involve your child in your issues. Try to support the person that is taking care of that child. It could be a grandma, it could be whoever is doing it, and you're the parent who is doing it from afar. Please try and support your child, your partner, or whoever is parenting your child. Let not the person say A and you say, oh no, that shouldn't be working. I would rather do B. No, support them. Be nice to the person that is parenting your child. It could be your mother, it could be your sister, it could be your spouse, whoever is parenting your child. And try to be in touch with the people that are around your children. I read a story about this man that was doing homework online. Like the children would come from school and they know that at this time, that is going to be home doing homework with us. Because it's usually daddies that are not there, right? In the army, in the police, in the what? It's usually fathers that are not there. But today's world, even mothers sometimes are not in the home. They're studying, they're also in the army, they are like so many things that are taking us away from our family. So you can be in your child's life. It's doable even when you're not there physically. Just be mindful. Just be intentional and say that I am going to do it no matter what. The other point I want to talk about is don't try to win favors from children. If it comes to parenting, don't do things behind scenes, behind your spouse, behind the person that is parenting, sending money here and there, tricking through another relative or maybe a what? No, make it open. Because when you're hiding those things, what are you communicating? What are we telling our children? When we have an open line of communication, for example, if my spouse and I are divorced, that way, let us say, you're in charge of finances, I'm in charge of medical. I'll do this, you do this, and then we stick to that. If we have said that we're going to be doing that, let us do it and commit to it. You're not doing it for your spouse, you're doing it for your child. And one day, your child is going to testify and say, I saw mama do this. I saw my papa do this. And when they grow, they're going to understand that, oh yes, they did not live together, but they were there for us whenever we needed them. Talk to them about the reason you're not at home, because sometimes they do not know. Especially like in my culture where children are not involved in so many things, children do not know what is taking place. Let them know that dad is away, but he loves us. He's just a call away. If I call my daddy, he's going to answer. I know that he's going to have an answer for the problem maybe that I have. It's so beautiful when your daughter knows that anytime he calls on dad, dad is going to answer. Imagine a situation where a child says, the challenge I have, I just want to talk to daddy. How awesome, you know? So just be intentional, be mindful. And now this is a bonus to my subscribers. You've been away maybe for 5 years, and then, or maybe for a year, and then you just come for Christmas. Boom. And then because you're compensating for the times you have not been away, it's a holiday season for the children. Maybe they had set rules. When you wake up, you need to brush, lay your bed, clean up, pray, maybe read a scripture, go for breakfast. Now because daddy's home, he has not been around, it's holiday time, no rules in the house. Everyone is doing what they want. Everyone, they're eating anything, pizza, we're going swimming, we're going this, we're going this. I mean, you are compensating, and we really understand. But that confuses the children because when you leave, it goes back like boom, back to rules, back to doing homework, back to don't, do's, and all that. In a way, you're telling your children that you're a good parent, and the person that has always parented them is not a very good person. You're giving them like a reason to evaluate and say, if given a chance, I'd rather live with dad than live with mom. Of course, it's okay for the children to decide who they want, but at this time, you are not helping them in a good way. So when you come for Christmas with all your goodies, take it slow. It's okay to have fun, but talk to your spouse and know. So first get to know how are they doing things, and sometimes you're going to feel like you're out of place, like they're planning without me. I know because I've been there, like, oh, so they can still go on. So they develop their own programs. And if you're the one that is parenting, you're the one living with the child, please leave the door open for your spouse to parent. Leave the door open, even if you don't really agree with what he does. Talk in privacy about what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. So, in brief, there is supposed to be genuine communication between you two so that you don't confuse your children, so that your children know that you two are parenting from the same angle. So that was my bonus. When you go back home for holidays, from work, from the mission that you have been on, don't overdo it. Try to respect the rules that have been set. If you think there is one that needs to change, talk to your spouse, but not your child. And don't engage your child into conflict, because then you're passing on seeds of hatred. And what happens when we pass on those painful moments? He did this, she does that, when our children become adults, they live their adulthood trying to heal from their childhood. You don't want to do that to your child. So let us be intentional, be mindful, just say, I know maybe she's not doing it the way I would, but remember that she or he is doing the best way they know how to do it. Thank you so much. I'll end it here. Thank you to my new subscribers, to those that are going to subscribe, and to those that are sharing. It means a lot to me. I remember Oprah Winfrey said that whoever she has hosted on her channel, and definitely people that are being hosted by Oprah, not Winnie. So she says that when they're done, they ask, was that okay? So I also want to ask, was that okay? When you comment, you give me a thumbs up, you say, oh yes, you're absolutely not alone, or it keeps me going. I'm like, yeah, we're a team of parents that are trying to do our best for our children. So thank you so much for choosing to watch me today. I hope I'll see you again next time. Bye for now. Take care.